right now it's time for Bible Basics for a Life Fully Lived with the one, the only Professor Pete. It's Peter Stabilio in the house. Good morning, Pete.
Hey, good morning. I'm going to have my haircut tonight. I wish I knew the camera's going to be on. I should have gotten it done. I should have gotten it done before.
Well, I was thinking that, but
I got scissors right here. I'll be happy if you trust me.
Yeah, we exist in a hair salon, by the way.
So there you go.
You could probably smell the chemicals.
Anybody down the hall?
Never guilty of heresy, though. So that's good. And I got to say, you guys are just inspirational. Just your conversation.
Oh yeah.
The thing you said about the criminal.
Yeah.
I heard one about very similar.
The raccoon.
Two low-level mob guys apparently had a body in their trunk, and they got busted when they did not have change for the Pennsylvania Turnpike.
Yeah. I think we have it. Hold on one second. I'm going to check in the trunk.
And
I thought I heard some rattling in his pocket as I put him in there.
Exactly.
Hold on once. Don't look. Don't look over here. Nothing to see.
And, don't feel bad, Toledo, in Sylvania. Whenever I have to park on the street anywhere, I usually have to park on a packed bed of leaves. So, and now, I mean, they're just like slick to the sidewalk.
Oh, yeah.
I was telling Ron, that's what you call a leave behind.
Oh, wow. Here's the guy bringing the funny. That's good stuff there.
And
Professor Pete, we're going to have to get you off the stage before we introduce our less than funny jokes. So.
That's right.
Well, our leave behind last time was right in the middle of Matthew's genealogy. We were talking about Rahab, and we remember not only is she a foreign woman, she is a prostitute, but she ends up knowing the God of Israel better than some in Israel. And through her persistence, she helps the Israelites take the city of Jericho, and she's grafted in, just like Tamar. And of course, after her comes Ruth in Jesus's genealogy, the next woman who sort of interrupts the flow of the genealogy. And she certainly doesn't really interrupt the story, though, because remember, the Moabites were absolutely detested. The Israelites wouldn't have anything to do with them. And yet she is this wonderful example of kindness. Not only does she take care of her mother-in-law, Naomi, when she doesn't have to.
Right.
She leaves Moab to accompany Naomi back to Israel, where she thinks, well, they're going to treat me terribly. They don't like me at all. And yet, again, it's this persistent faith that overcomes. And, of course, the kindness of Boaz and Ruth beget Obed, and then Jesse, and then, of course, David, our Messiah. Right. And once and future king fulfilled through Jesus. And we think finally the story is back on track. And then we hear about Bathsheba, the wife of Uriah.
But now, this is where Ron does his thing, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, that is exactly right.
I was waiting for that. I mean, come on.
Because you can just hear it right in 2 Samuel chapter 11. We hear, at the time of year when kings go out to battle, David sent Joab along with the rest of Israel's army.
Right.
And we're like, what has happened? This is like married, not married. Kind of. Right? You lose hair, you gain weight. David loved a good fight for Yahweh. And now all of a sudden that he's king, all of a sudden he sends the army out to do his fighting. And it says David is getting up from his afternoon nap. Okay? And so then we know the story. He doesn't even ask permission. Right? He just takes Bathsheba. He goes to the edge of the palace and says, oh, yeah. So he's kind of like peeping, you know? And then on top of that, he tries to get Uriah to say, well, no, I had relations with her. He gets Uriah drunk. You know, he says, forget the battle. I hear you have a pretty young wife, you know, and Uriah is not even used to drinking. So he falls over drunk out front of David's palace where everybody can see him there.
Right.
And so then, of course, David commits really the ultimate sin of having Uriah killed in battle. And he thinks, I've gotten away with it. You know, and man, doesn't I talk about being able to relate to some of these stories when we're scared? We do a lot of those. I'm not saying we're all guilty of murder, but hey, this is Jesus's family tree.
Yeah.
And it is absolutely true what they say. Well, maybe, Jesus's family now includes my family, and now I don't feel so bad about my immediate family. And, it is kind of entertaining, but that's the hook. That's part of the genius of this genealogy. One of the most entertaining genealogies. Right? We say boring genealogy. No, the entertainment gets us in. So they can say, aha, we boast of our weaknesses so you can learn from them. Because the next woman up is Mary. And boy, do we learn a lot from Mary. She has kind of a reputation, unmarried mother, but unlike the other women, she doesn't deserve it at all. And yet talk about persistent love and faith. That's the one we need to live up to. And just the entertainment of the genealogy gets us into the story. And then comes Mary. And now let's see how we do.
I love it. I take great solace from David, especially the fact that he took afternoon naps.
Yes, exactly.
Thanks, Peter.